It's the most interactive presenter you know. Tough. Join Sam Kuchinedu on the
So headlines that make the front and 20. I never do that. Stranded. That's the Oyibo has to do with life. You know, now I think there's one. All right. The fact-finding committee of the Nigerian Bar Association on Wednesday, the leader of the team, John Martin, said they got security reports that the place will not be safe for them. Scheduled when security reports show otherwise. Let's hear from him.
We have been in town for about 2 days. And, we have reached out to our rally this morning, giving serious reports that our own safety and not only for the safety of we don't want to be the reason why there might be any
Well, Josh, it seems the police are we were looking at SARS because of the NSAS protest. But what the NBA wanted to do was what an average Rivers person actually also wanted, an independent body, not one that was appointed because, like some NSAS, some lawyers, I think 2 lawyers went to court in Lagos asking that the panel be disbanded because the governor is an interested party, cannot appoint. In the case of Rivers State, to some extent, some people think that the government of Rivers State is also an interested party because it was a curfew, then they wanted to enforce the curfew and all the rest of that. So a lot of people wanted the NBA to come in so they can have an independent verification of what happened. But if they say the place is not safe, which I will not doubt completely, but I will also would have loved that the security agencies were able to give them the protection they need. But again, how will you give protection to someone who is apparently investigating you, and something that is not pleasant may come out of it.
It puts them in a very tough position.
It's a very sad situation that people's hope were raised to a point. In fact, it was that morning. A couple of them may have been preparing their reports to submit, and then suddenly just had Nigerian info breaking news that it's not going to happen again. And that I can understand how they feel, but there can still be a way to do that.
Yeah, but how do you think that time wasted? Let me use the word wasted. Time elapsing affects the investigation, because it can't do it now. Their leader, John Martins, said the hearing would reschedule when security reports show otherwise. When this happens, time would have elapsed.
Yeah, like I always say, some time, much it is delayed, justice can still be served. The evidence you get, they don't expire. You don't need a refrigerator to save them, to preserve them. All you need to do is just keep them well in your archive, save them very well. The facts are there. Anytime it can happen. I always cite the case in Rwanda, the Rwanda genocide.
Yeah.
How many years after? People are being queried right now. People have been arrested in parts of the world where they have lived for years and thought that it was all over. There is no crime that is committed against humanity that can go unpunished, except that we just want to allow it go unpunished. But even if the person is dead, you can still sentence you.
Josh, the fear, and I don't want to sound pessimistic, the fear is that with Nigeria, the rules always change. You might see it happen almost everywhere. But, people have that, Nigeria we did now. Are you sure it will not? So there's that concern as well.
No, but since we had an opportunity to swap political party at the federal level and some states, the rules is not changing according to political parties. So corruption, the fight against corruption, they will tell you it's always against the PDP because the APC is in government. I let the PDP government come and then pursue the APC people. But whichever way, the Nigerians, for people like us who are not politicians, who are not members of the political party, who are just Nigerians and wish that Nigeria will get better.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who is being pursued. If you have stolen, you have stolen, and we must get our money back. So for the same thing for justice. If today you have been protected by one man, tomorrow the person will leave. You could take the person 10, 20 years, but I know that for sure. One day the person will leave and then justice will prepare.
So it's up to the NBA now, to obviously do this whenever the security report shows otherwise.
Yeah, the NBA can also do something. You don't need to sit in public to be able to get the facts that you need. You can move into Igbo as an ordinary person. You can also use people from that area, trusted sources, and then get your information. If you get one or two, for me, when I discuss about getting justice, I'm not looking at everybody who committed a crime must, but at least 1-2 persons should be punished for the crime. Yeah. So if you can get one or two that you can verify, you can trust, and you can pursue this case, have these facts, encourage them, give the family a pro bono service, let them go to court, and then you prosecute that one person that you are able to find.
And then we have to deal with the judicial process taking as long as it does in Nigeria again.
Yeah, that is a very big concern. But I always say that our institutions should do a lot to make sure that they will have confidence to trust them. But again, the judiciary is not also completely to be blamed. Sometimes the lawyers delay these things. I had a conversation with someone, and it was very funny to me. The person said sometimes the lawyers, even your own lawyer, could go to court and begin to delay it on technical matters because he wants to keep collecting transport from you. But I don't know how true that is. But the person spoke out of experience. Until they changed that particular lawyer. No, it's not all lawyers. It's not all lawyers, please. The person was making reference to a particular lawyer on the land case, about the land case. So I felt that the guy was doing it just because he needs to keep paying 5,000 naira transport. Something. So, but sometimes when you look at the technicalities that these cases have been delayed on, it does feel very, very disheartening. And we think that a lot of things should be done. There are some judges that are very firm. You can't go to their court and just try anything. They will rule you out.
All right, coming up next, job seekers stranded. We'll find out why. No matter where. You said the website is not working. You said the website is not working. Is there anything we are ready for? That's online thing. They like saying a last minute thing. Where River State just go to it.
I think so too.
No, don't rush do this thing.
Yeah.
As they don't the hammer on the thing. And you know, I think here now we talked about it
several times and
a couple of times.
It's not supposed to be, the online thing is not supposed to be an after. Men. So we are on the break now. We will return in that was submitting the application online has been very, very difficult because the site is almost not working. You can't upload any document because there are millions of people trying to get just 5,000 job opportunities. It's a very, very hectic situation. So see how we discuss to get solutions. I hope that the government will listen and do something better. Just stay for a while. Not possible. It's not that. Okay. Did I say PPM or PPMC? It's supposed to be PPMC, Petroleum Pricing Marketing Company. PPMC. No, the headline, PPM. Okay. Just a few minutes more, we'll come back where the live studio, so we need to take ads, pay our bills.
JCU International School. JCU International School offers admission into the following classes: crèche, pre-nursery, nursery, primary, and secondary. JCU International School is in a serene environment with well-equipped computer laboratory, ICT, a well-equipped science laboratory, school bus with air conditioning, standard sports academy, and well-equipped sick bay with standby nurses. At JCU International School, these are affordable,
let's get angry, get disappointed when people use this thing to advertise their constant crossover. That tells you the fairly already. Air conditioned school bus. So before, those buses are supposed to have yes, hotel will come and advertise telling you there is a 247 security. Before, would you protect me? So when you see some of these things in the ads, it just tells you that
this is an information 92.3 Nigeria.
Do you know that poultry and fish farming is a very lucrative business? Are you looking for a good company where you can obtain theory and practical knowledge on it? Ocean Train Integrated Farms presents poultry and fish farming training with funding opportunities. The date is Saturday, the 14th, 21st, and 28th November 2020. Time, 9 a.m. at 85 Olu Obasanjo Road, Lassell House by Egele Junction, Port Hackett. To attend, text poultry or fish to 070 6277 1003 or 070 255 55092. Take advantage of this opportunity today.
This is an infomercial. On 92.3 Nigeria Info. Business,
Agriculture, politics,
entertainment,
health, education. We talk about everything. We are 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It's still the front page on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Sam Marco Chinedu.
I'm Joshua Rogers.
All right, we're going from the NBA canceling the hearing for now to job seekers applying for the River State Civil Service stranded at various cyber cafes trying to upload their documents on the website provided by the State Civil Service Commission. Some of the applicants told our correspondent that the website is slow.
It's opening, but it's very slow. You can stay an hour if not submitted.
There's network issue, so I'm just standing. I don't know what because I learned tomorrow is the last day, so I'm just believing God that this time to let me apply.
I've been here for more than 1 hour, and since I came, there's no network. I think I just heard the network just opened now, so I don't know if they will do something about it.
I've been here for about 1 hour 30 minutes now, if not more than that. It's very difficult. So I would like the state government or the Civil Service Commission to upgrade the standard of the network. If I'm to advise anybody is for the person to scan the document, transfer the whole document to your phone, then at night by then the site will be going through, then you can submit.
Joshua?
Yeah, so
The site is slow.
yeah, the site is slow. So this is what I think happened. The site thing looked more like it was an afterthought
It did look so.
because a lot of people complained. In fact, the callers on our programs, stakeholders have spoke. In fact, the analog thing, the manual submission of that application was not supposed to be. One, considering the COVID-19. Two, if you go there and if you had gone there and you saw the crowd, you will be afraid that something could happen. So, just like this, they were not prepared for this. Not that they don't have competent hands to do it, but it is that, or maybe they did not know the crowd would be this much. I know it happens. I think there was a time people were applying for One Canada something. I know I also attempted to apply that time, and then they told us the site crashed, but it didn't take a long time for it to come back, and it worked. But I think that by today, tomorrow, it will be improved because they should be working on it and get it ready. But the experience people have gone through is not supposed to be. I know people will always complain. I know there will always be issues, but not to the extent that not to the extent that we are seeing right now.
I think you're being modest with your analysis. This shows very clearly poor or a lack of planning. There are things that, when we say, they did this one, they did, but there was no plan here. It's clear from the results.
Of course, the online thing is supposed to be the first thing, not to talk of the analog. In fact, at the time that it was proposed, they will employ 5,000 persons. They should have also outlined how it's going to be. So it's not just like a political statement you just make and then tomorrow you say, come and submit. It should be part of the plan. We had an experience where people submitted manually during the ROSU employment, and we also had complaints. In fact, that should have been a lesson that the state government would have learned to make sure that this one does not happen like this. But unfortunately, they started this one with manual application. I wonder that at this time of our age in history, that we are still thinking of submitting applications manually, except you're telling me that you're not ready to employ them, or you have already had a list of who you want to employ. Otherwise, how would you rate manually? How many persons will you employ to sort through those applications?
Just sorting it, yeah, that's a huge job.
So how many persons will sort those applications? But if you had done it online, if you had thought that to be online, then definitely you would have asked the ICT department to do something on time. For me, I think I want to be just fair to everybody, because I know the times we are in. I know how things are in these days. And I know that there are competent hands that could have handled this. If not that it came as an afterthought, just do it more like a directive and just have to follow suit.
Here's the thing, Josh. If I see a man work on a project, I could give excuses for his imperfections, because I know that man is working with a limited budget. He's working with, he has done what he can to the best of his capacity. Most times, contractors will tell you that government is the highest payer. Let me put it like that. The biggest jobs come from government. It's difficult to see the private sector, give out a contract that is bigger than what government can provide, because these are state funds. So I'm not saying that the resources are limitless. No, I'm saying that when I hear that government wants to embark on something, I believe they have the capacity, the willpower to handle it. Josh, I have seen websites crash because of Black Friday.
Yeah.
Because of the volume, the traffic. The company was literally saying, listen, our servers are down. Rivers State was supposed to treat this like Black Friday. You have 5,000 slots. The traffic to that site.
And you have over 1 million unemployed people.
It's not, in fact, leave Rivers State and unemployment. Once there's anything job in Nigeria, there will be lots of people.
The immigration job.
Anything. Just tell people there's an opportunity to get 10, 15,000 at the end of the month. You will see a lot of people. So the fact that all of this, but the fact that, somehow, I'm not saying nobody thought about it, but by what we've seen, it just didn't work out. It makes you question. You and I were talking about the EndSARS protest and how young people were able to organize themselves and set up a system that actually worked for them.
Yeah.
And these were people that just used what they had. Now imagine having the resources that government has and doing not up to 50% of what people who volunteered were able to achieve. It's painful.
It is, but that is why people are angry with government. Because you see, the other day you were asking me how that looks like the trust between the people and the government is getting worse every day. And this is the reason. Because ordinarily, when you hear that government wants to do something, you should expect, like you said, the best. But unfortunately, this is the situation we are in now. And it is what has resulted to this, what they are trying to put on ground. Look, Sam, if you bring those guys on the street of Lagos, Port Harcourt, who were able to create a system that that worked within that period of the protest, they were able to launch a helpline, they were able to launch online radio, they were getting calls and responding to emergencies almost immediately. If we can identify those guys, bring them into any system in Nigeria, be it at the state, local government, or federal, they will fail.
Sure, those guys are everywhere. You don't need to identify and bring them.
That's what I'm telling you, that if you should bring them into a Nigerian government system, that they will fail. They can't do it. The system frustrates you. The system is more political.
Oh, well, that's one thing we know. Almost everything in Nigeria is political.
See, Sam, I know what I'm talking about. All right, okay, fine. I don't want to say what. See, it's you.
No.
You know when USC started. When USC started online.
I agree with
whatever.
You,
when USC started online, whatever. Online applications, exam, and all the rest of that. There are a couple of companies, there are a couple of institutions that are doing online. And I can tell you that the best hands that handle those things are supposed to be part of the people to do this online job for Rivers State, but it's not working. Why?
Politics. It's all good. Coming up next, we're talking about petrol price. Before we get there, I'd like to speak with you. We've spoken about the NBA cancelling public hearing Oibo and job seekers stranded because the website is slow. 08179230002. Join us. Share your complaints, contributions, or questions. 08179230003. 08179230007. I believe the 084 line should be working. 084461923. WhatsApp, of course, is 08090306416. Please turn off your radio as you call us. Good morning, Chinedu and Rogers. The NBA independent inquiry, an investigation that was suspended as a result of security reports raised by government, is merely a ploy to cover up and stifle the voice of the people and atrocities committed during and after the curfew imposed by the state. As someone says, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
Yes, good morning.
Morning. All right, I just read your message. Go ahead.
Please, I must comment based on the Oyibo. I think what your guest said, Richard, is the attitude of my government trying to stand just many times there is becoming upcoming in Nigeria. I believe also the NBA must not relate to that. They can only put the investigation and inquiry out of Oyibo, maybe push it down to what they call it, the real. And here, then the security report by the government is okay. They can go for one-on-one side view or any other thing, because it's not the first time we are in the River State. I think the inquiry was set up sometime about the former governor. He was very concerned about the security situation, his security situation in Port Harcourt. That inquiry was not about that. So the NBA can only push it down to outside the and get the correct and accurate information that has happened. The massacre and the human rights violation has taken place. Thank you.
All right, investigation will prove whether or not it was a massacre. What do you mean with that suggestion, Josh? Take it outside Oyibo.
Yeah, you can take it outside the Oyibo, but one thing with sitting down in public to investigate something like this and get reports, like I suggested, the NBA can still go to Oyibo without listening to anybody. They can still ask questions and get the facts that they want and prosecute the case if they want to prosecute.
Yeah, because it's independent.
Yeah.
All right, back to the phone lines. Good morning. Turn off your radio. All right, thank you very much. I'll turn it off for you. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
My name is Elder Comrade Samson, calling from Morgan, independent local government area.
Go ahead, Elder Comrade.
Let me talk about this way increment. You know that our fuel is determined by the import rate, the dollar. Because of what there is no internal production in Nigeria here that would determine the price. Our price is being determined of dollar, how much it is. So oftentimes that there is a high in the cost of the prices of petrol will increase in Nigeria because there is no internal or locally production of petrol products. So Nigeria should do more to produce. I think that will help pushing the state. But in as much as we show lack of concern about the local production, then constantly we continue to experience high